Thistle Boy 1745 says, as tartan designers, what are your favorite colors or color palettes to work with in your designs, like modern, ancient, muted, or specific colors? What do we like to play with when we're designing a tartan?
What do we like to play with?
Color-wise.
Designing tartan. All right.
I know what I would say, but...
In designing a tartan, I tend to steer away from specific color palettes, but I end up working typically within them. So I'm not thinking to myself, okay, I have to use a muted blue and a muted green and a muted red. I can't go outside of that. I'll use what I deem as appropriate for the design itself. So I will pick a lot of colors that have inspiration to me within the design. Like when we did, I'm wearing it today, when we did the Nordic Heritage. We looked at, the colors that were available back then. We looked at, all the different types of things. We thought about, the journey. We thought
Symbology.
about the colors, the symbolism. Yeah, we thought
cultural
about
significance. Yeah.
we kind of boil put all these ideas, these ingredients in a pot, boil it down, and okay, what are the commonalities? What are the things that we can say within 6 to 7 colors or less? What are the colors we want to use? And then what shades of those colors do we want to use within the design? Or is there a particular shade of like yellow? If we're going to use gold for the color gold or for metal gold, then we would use a muted yellow kind of color versus a bright bold. So I wouldn't say there's a specific color palette, but I would say the colors have to have meaning and symbolism within the design.
I think that, I think that's really the attitude that most modern designers take, is that you're more likely to think about the concept you have and then choose the colors individually, because we have the ability to do this digitally, which makes it a lot easier, as opposed to the color palettes were originally invented as ways, frankly, to sell more cloth and to offer more variety, especially if people were bored with the version of their clan tartan that they were used to. And then somebody comes along and says, well, hey, have you tried it muted? It's like the stromboli to your pizza. That's for you, Adam.
Holy moly, hot stromboli.
Like that. So I think it's and you use like marled threads and stuff, which is not something people would have thought of doing back in the day either. So it's kind of like people more often think outside the box with this stuff as opposed to thinking in those palettes. However, we have noted in discussions that people do tend to have palettes that they instinctively prefer. As opposed, like
or trends
well. That they're more likely to want to own more than others. So
yes, I would. Yeah, and I 100% agree. And it's fact that the mills just kind of expanded from modern to to ancient to okay. Now we also offer weathered. Oh, now we also offer muted. Just because it's a way for the mill, which is a commercial enterprise, to differentiate their products from everyone else's products.
Yeah.
So it 100% makes sense. Now, within the standard color palettes.
Yeah.
Weathered, modern, muted, ancient. What color palette, and Mac, I'll bring you in for this one as well. What color palette within the standard color palette of clan tartans do you prefer?
I lean more towards muted.
Muted? Okay. Eric?
Same.
Muted?
Muted or weathered.
Okay. Yeah, I probably lean towards weathered because I like the earthy kind of feel vibe to it. But, historically speaking, moderns and ancients have been the biggest ones.
Right.
Now, I think partially why I like doing weathers, and this may speak to both of you as well, is to do something different. Like I have a Royal Stewart weathered tartan kilt, not right now, but I have one in the closet. That one, I would never consider myself getting a Royal Stewart, the red tartan you've seen everywhere for time immemorial. I would never consider buying one of those for myself. But when Martin Mills did it in weathered, I was like, ooh, I like it because people are going to look at it and go, I recognize it, but it's different. It's 10 degrees off of, off of square.
Yeah.
So that's why I like that one. And that's the thing that appeals to me within it. I think that's what a lot of people like about weathered or muted color palettes is that it's not the exact everyday normal one. It's something a little bit different.
Yeah, I think that, and yeah, I think the concept for the tartan tends to be more important to us, both of us, and well, all three of us, as opposed to what palette we would start with. I mean, like my Spirit of the Dragon idea, you could say it lends itself towards a modern palette, okay? But it's the concept first and then the palette second. But everybody's got their own approach on this.
Yeah.
And everybody's got a different idea of what a good concept for a tartan is, too.
That's true.
If only there were a way we could learn more about what people think.
Oh, but wait, there is. All right. Question of the day. We put together an actual survey. Survey? Yeah, survey.
A survey.
Yes, survey. Somebody over there is going to be putting the link down in the comments. So we actually want to know what color palettes you guys like. So do you like modern, weathered, muted? Do I want to know, what weight of fabric you like? These are all the things that we are very curious about. So tell us. Survey we put together, it takes about 5 minutes. Think about the kilts that are in your closet. Think about your favorite tartans. Think about concepts. Think about all of it. Mm-hmm. And then go to Google and tell us.
Yeah, it's technically a Google form. It's a Google form, but it's a survey. I think it's like, 5 questions?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's only 4 or 5 questions. But basically because we were like, that's a good question. Let's find out.
Yes.
So we have the power.
Indeed.
What do you, the viewers at home, think?
Indeed. And
Do it
for
for
doing
the
that,
kids.
you get our eternal gratitude. Yeah,
Eternal gripey gratitude.
exactly. So, yeah, get down there. Tell us. We're going to plug it again at the end of the show. I'm very curious what other people think because there are trends. So
Absolutely.
it will evolve over time. Weathered tartans started in the 1950s, weren't really that much of a thing until the 2010s. That kind of decade is when they started really picking up steam.
Really.
And I think it was probably on the back of the tweeds and things like that, picking up steam in the rental and the hire industry.
Mm-hmm.
So there are trends within Highland wear. So I'm curious. Snapshot 2024. Where are we at? Let us know. Take the survey. Do it now. Thank you. One of the things that we take very seriously is building community and community input. So the survey that we put out, or surveys that we put out, are really to give us insight into what you guys are thinking and have you have a direct link to us, an insight into why you like things, how you like things, and what you want to see more of. So if you haven't filled out the survey yet, please do so. It's a simple 5-minute survey, and it really would mean a lot to us.